Hello from Freedomtax Accounting. We're an accounting firm where we have been providing quality tax and accounting services now for over 20 years. If you're new to this channel, we provide strategies for small business owners so they can achieve their financial goals. If you're into that, please consider subscribing to our channel. Today is February 4th, and we always emphasize the date on any video relating to the PPP program because this program is constantly changing. So there may be things we discuss in this video that can change as soon as tomorrow. So that's the importance of subscribing to our channel. That way you're always up to date with the most current and correct information regarding these SBA loans. Now today we wanted to emphasize why we are advising our clients that are employers that they should not apply for PPP forgiveness yet. Once again, we have been saying this. If you have been following us in the month of January, early January, we made a video telling employers not to file for PPP forgiveness because we were waiting on further guidance from the SBA and the IRS on how to use the employee retention tax credit. So once again, we wanted to dig a little bit deeper on that, give you more details why we are advising our clients not to apply for PPP forgiveness yet if they are employers. If you're self-employed, independent contractors, and you don't have employees on payroll, then this you can apply for PPP forgiveness. You should. But for businesses that got PPP with employees on payroll, do not apply for forgiveness yet because you can get bigger financial help combining PPP and the employee retention credit. And we're going to give you a little bit more details on how to do that. Now, why the change? Why the change in strategy? Since for months, we have been telling, even us, we have been telling people, use 100% of your PPP funds for payroll costs because it was the way it was set up in 2020. If you could show that you used 100% of your PPP funds for payroll, you were going to achieve 100% forgiveness. And that's a good strategy. And the only thing that was holding us back from really doing PPP forgiveness was the ever-changing PPP forgiveness rules and the ever-changing PPP forgiveness forms. They started with one form, then two forms, then three forms, and realistically now there's four because they changed one of them. And everyone was also waiting on the rumor that there was going to be an automatic PPP forgiveness for PPP loans under $150,000. Now we do know the automatic forgiveness is out. That's not happening. What happened is there's a simplified PPP forgiveness application for PPP loans that are $150,000 or less. So this strategy to use all the PPP funds for payroll and achieve 100% forgiveness went out the door on December 27th, 2020, when the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2021 was approved. This is the new stimulus bill that became law on December 27th, 2020. In short, they call it the CONAP 2021. Now, what did the Consolidated Appropriations Act 2021 did? This is the bill that approved the new stimulus checks, the new round of PPP, a lot of tax credits, but within all the new stimulus benefits, there's one that changed everything related to PPP forgiveness, and that's that the new stimulus law enhanced and extended the employee retention credit, or the ERC, or the ERTC. This credit is not new. This credit existed since March of 2020. Actually, if you see our YouTube video back from April and May, we did videos on the employee retention credit where we were showing that there were cases that this credit was a better deal than the PPP loan program. But in 2020, you could not take both. In 2020, you had to choose either take PPP or take the ERC. And for most businesses, the PPP was a better deal. That's why a lot of people didn't even know about the employee retention credit. But what happened with the Con App 21? What did the new stimulus law change in December 27th, 2020? Now, businesses that got PPP can claim the employee retention credit as well. So in 2020, you could not have both. Now they're saying that you can get both. And the bigger deal is that now if you did not claim, if you had PPP in 2020 and you did not claim the employee retention credits in 2020, you can now claim them retroactively for 2020. So all the qualifying wages in 2020 that you can get a big credit for, you can get it now. So that's a lot of money in the table, and this is a big change. Now, what's basically the big deal with the employee retention tax credit? Well, the big deal is there's a lot of money that your business can get, a lot of financial help. Why? Because the ERC is a fully refundable tax credit for employers by the IRS. This is very important. It's not with the SBA. This is a payroll tax credit with the IRS. The thing is, when you claim the credit on your payroll taxes, most of the time the credit is bigger than the liability, meaning that you get a big refund from the IRS towards your business. So you know how much money we're talking about. For the wages that you can claim the ERC for 2020, you can claim up to $5,000 per employee for the 2020 wages. For 2021, because the ERC has been extended for the first 2 quarters of 2021, you can claim up to $14,000 per employee in this year in 2021. To give you an idea of what we're talking about, right now we have a client that they have 10 employees, and the way they're structured, they can claim the max credit for all 10 of them. So that means that for 2020, we're going to get them $50,000 in credits, and for 2021, that's $140,000. In total, we got our client $190,000 benefit. So that's why this is a big, big deal, okay? Now, what's the catch? You're saying this can't be that easy, and it's not. It's not that easy. It requires strategy. Why? Because the new law allows employers who received a PPP loan to retroactively claim the wages in 2020, but not for the wages used to obtain PPP loan forgiveness. Basically, you cannot double dip. For the wages you claim for PPP forgiveness, you cannot use those same wages to get the employee retention tax credit. That is why we are advising our clients that our employers do not apply for PPP forgiveness yet. Now, we saw this more or less coming. That's why at the beginning of January, we were telling our clients, let's wait, because we feel this ERC credit is going to be a big deal, but we're waiting for further guidance. Guidance has come out. There's still details that need to be sorted out, but more or less, we can basically start to move forward with this. So why not apply for PPP now? So you can give, at least in our case, we have time to work with our clients, and also have time, if you're working with a CPA who knows this, so your CPA has time to design a good plan so you can maximize the employee retention credit and also achieve 100% PPP forgiveness. This is a major shift in the PPP forgiveness strategy. Remember, in the past, the strategy for PPP forgiveness was very simple. The government gave you 2.5 months or 10 weeks worth of payroll. You have 24 weeks to use it. As long as you can show you used all of it for payroll, 100% forgiveness. Now that we have the ability to use the ERC credit for 2020, it's a different strategy. And this is a very technical strategy, and I'm going to try to explain it as simple as I can, but it's not that simple. But basically now, you need to take all the quarters in 2020, look back, and see which quarter you are eligible and applies for the ERC credit. If you find the quarter that is eligible to get the credit, now what you need to do is, for that quarter, don't allocate all the payroll wages for PPP forgiveness. Remember, to achieve 100% PPP forgiveness, you need to at least show that you use the payroll, the PPP funds, for at least 60% for payroll. So that means that now with ERC, what you need to strategize is take the quarter, take the wages, take your costs, and try to allocate. Remember, it's 60% for payroll, and for PPP forgiveness, you still have 40%. That if you can show that you used 40% of those PPP funds for non-payroll related costs that you can use for forgiveness, you're still going to get 100%. I know it's a little bit tricky, but now they're making it easier, because in the past, that 40% for PPP forgiveness, you only could use it for mortgage interest, rent, and utilities. But now they have expanded. You can add there accounting, safety equipment, some operational costs. If you had to fix up your shop because it was vandalized. So that the strategy is to put as much as you can in that 40% PPP for forgiveness, and only use the max of 60% for payroll, so you have more payroll wages left in the quarter to claim the ERC credit. I know it's a little bit tricky, but I think that's the simplest way I can explain it. Okay? But what's the first step you need to do now? Is see if you're eligible for the employee retention credit. First thing is, you must be an employer, meaning you must have employees on payroll. 1099 contractors are not employees. So if you're an independent contractor, sole proprietor, single member LLC, and you do not have employees on payroll, you cannot claim the ERC credit. If that's your case, apply for PPP forgiveness right now, okay? Your business must have fully or partially suspended operations any calendar quarter in 2020 due to government-mandated shutdown. Or you must show that your business has experienced a significant decline in gross receipts during the calendar quarter. So we will not discuss the details on how you are eligible. My coworker Carmen did an excellent video last week where she goes into detail how you are eligible for the employee retention tax credit. It's a 20-minute long video, but she goes deep into how you can apply or how you're eligible for the ERC credit. So watch this video. We're going to put a link on top here, and we're also going to put the link in the description below. So once again, this is a big deal, everyone. If you can strategize correctly on how to use PPP and the employee retention tax credit, that's a lot of funding you can get for your business that's going to help keep your business going during this coronavirus pandemic. Since early January, we have been working with our accounting clients, and we have been able to get them a lot of funding and a lot of benefits using this strategy. So talk to your CPA now, okay? There is enough guidance at this date today, February 4th, to move forward, and we know enough to see how to get the credit and how to strategize around it. There are still a little bit of details that we are waiting for guidance on the IRS, but I think those are the minor details. We can sort them out, I think, a little bit later. You can move forward with a good strategy on how to get PPP forgiveness, 100% forgiveness, and maximize the ERTC credit to the fullest, okay? Now, if you want to talk to us, this is our contact information. We are providing consultations on anything related to PPP, ERC. We are also a full-service accounting firm. So if you need help with your personal taxes or your corporate taxes, feel free to contact us, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Now, remember, we are part of Freedom Group. We are a group of 4 companies where we do a lot more than just tax accounting. We do immigration, real estate, insurance, financial planning, so we can help you in many, many ways. So remember to subscribe to our channel, like and share this video, and watch the suggested video where you're going to see my coworker Carmen give the details on how you are eligible for the employee retention tax credit. All right. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye-bye.